Summer is fast approaching, and I think it's time we took a little bit of stress out of our lives, isn't it? With HelloFresh UK, you can get all the ingredients and inspiration you need to make your meal times and your cooking experience simpler than ever. HelloFresh provides a number of recipes and meals to make your life as easy as possible and also caters to a wide range of different dietary requirements. Use my special discount to get 50% off your first order plus 35% off the next three and 3 free gifts as well. What more could you ask for? Check out the discount link or the checkout code down in the description below. Well, it's been a huge month for both club and country in this save. Some big news for Northern Ireland, but with Distillery, the goals are flowing, the tactic has been tweaked, and the new signings are starting to make a difference. Let's go and see what all of it has done as we head into maybe the biggest game of this save so far. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 110 of Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. We are back today to face Napoli in the Europa League. They're struggling, but on paper, they're probably the biggest side we've played in this save, so we'll look forward to that one tonight. And then it's Dundee United on transfer deadline day as the SPFL Trust Trophy run continues. Could that be the competition to save our season? The big news though in the last month, lots of big additions, players hitting form, and a couple of near misses in a transfer window too. First though, before we reflect on any of that, if you're looking forward to it, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Let's go and have a look at the international scene because we got an almighty pleasant surprise. So you were last with me looking at this just before our final group game in the qualifiers because we lost to Poland in a game we dominated and we were now out of control of winning the group. Now we didn't win the group, we beat Bosnia by 3-1. Donnelly, Bradley and Hagen each got a goal. Donnelly then scored 2 in a 3-1 friendly win as well, alongside a Linfield player, which shows the difference in quality. But we finished second in the group and I immediately assumed, right, over to the qualifying playoffs to get to the World Cup. Didn't work out like that because of all of the groups, if you look along the totals, in the 10-team groups and in the 9-team groups, we ended up with one of the best records. And of the 9-team groups, we had the best record of a second place team. And as a result of that, when we put this little second place team thing in, we ended up in the World Cup as the 4th best lucky loser. If we look ahead to who we've got in the groups, not going to be hugely easy on one front because Brazil is a massive game against the 4th best side in the world, but Mali is the other game and they are not that far ahead of us in the world rankings. We will be showing some World Cup action during this save. I will of course make sure I show those 2 matches. But let's go back to Distillery because it's been a huge month on and off the pitch. We had loads of games off camera, most of them winnable. We've just had the best performance of the save, and we have also had some star players that made a big difference. And when we said in the comments that maybe we should make someone a star target, when we said that this person will make a difference when we can register them, we weren't lying. The only shame is we couldn't register them a week earlier, because it may have made us favourites for the title. But let's go and have a look at the transfer screen. There's a couple of loans and transfers potentially coming in and out, and we've had to make big decisions in terms of overhauling the squad. The homegrown situation means that people like Whitehall now are going to have to go out on loan because we need to get the best players in and playing in this squad regularly. And my word, have we got good players in. Basically, we have had 4 key targets so far. 3 of them have come in, 2 of them pre-agreed that you knew about. We've added 1 loan player yesterday and we just missed out on a left winger who would have been incredible. We've also had a few players go out on loan, a lot of them from the first team squad, but otherwise we cannot complain. Damien Dunn came in on the 10th of December, you knew that. He was going to play in the last episode before the SPFL game got moved. He did play in that game in the end, and my word did he make a difference. We'll see what he's been doing since, but you can see from the bottom of the screen, his form is good, he's playing well, he's led to a very little tactical tweak, and it has made a big difference to our form. What a man, I am very happy with him. John Lynch came in on the 1st of January. That was the other pre-agreed deal for 55 grand. Very solid defender at right back and centre half. Gives us a backup who's better than Bobby Harvey. Ethan James kept getting injured, so I've just loaned him out to get football. And he gives us that centre half option so we can get rid of a Jones on loan, for example. And that sort of decision has given us the leeway to register Damien Dunn now for our league squad. So had to do it. great personality, good leader, and has played really well and scored already in his 3 league games. And in the final one that's come in yesterday, I wasn't planning for a player here, but the reason that Archie Whitehall is working out, the reason that Farrington and Daniels have already left, is because Damien Jude, who rejected us for a permanent deal, has now joined on loan. And not a big upgrade according to the assistant, but look at his attributes. He is a huge upgrade. He's a proper balanced player. He's a deep line playmaker. And in that midfield, we've had Daly and Lennon. And then Tom Robinson has basically been covering in Griffiths a few games. They're backup players. Damien Jude is a starter, and he is in for the rest of this year. Despite that, though, there is one we missed out on, which I'm really upset about. He rejected us to join Dundee on a free at the end of the season because we couldn't compete financially with them. Let me just get him up because it would have been the perfect solution. Well, here's the one that very much got away. 35 grand we had a transfer fee agreed for. Big upgrade in the position again. Not perfect for the plan and the way we were playing at the minute, but could have been an inverted off the left, could have started on the right. I mean, he just offered a huge upgrade for a tiny price, but he's chosen to go to Dundee where he will join in the summer. And it's another one that I feel we've missed out on who could have made a big impact. But what that means is 6 players have gone out since the last episode, 5 of them from the first team squad. Jaffet and Pardy on loan to Shamrock Rovers. I don't think we're going to see him in a shirt again. Harley Jones has gone to Bradford on loan. We'll see how he gets on the rest of the year. Ethan James has gone to Stockport where hopefully he can just stay fit and get football because his potential's good. He's versatile. If he improves, there's definitely a future for him here. A youngster to Crewe United. Morgan Farrington to Warren Point. He will play alongside Tennant Dykes, who I may call back at the end of this month, just because he's a centre mid who is homegrown in the nation and at the club. And it will allow us to put him in the squad without using a space. And for the future, maybe that's beneficial for us. But for him, he will be better if he stays there for the rest of the year and plays football. And if we don't get through in Europe, there's a possibility we can do that. For Sean Daniels, it's Shamrock Rovers again. That was just about getting him off the wage bill. We've got players that are here who are improving massively. You look at left back, the lone player Paul Ray is doing wonderfully. He's improving off the pitch. Miles Stow behind him, now he's got his fitness up. He's improving massively off the pitch too. There is so much competition. There is so much quality. And we are improving the squad. Little step after little step, we're getting to where we want to go. What that's meant on the pitch is brilliant results. A couple of defeats narrowly, but don't forget, we weren't able to register Dunn for the league squad until January, and obviously the others haven't joined until then. But look at the goals. We are scoring more, we are looking fluent, and we're not conceding as many either. So since you were last with me for the Warren Point game, we beat East Fife by 3-2. We rotated the whole squad. Damien Dunn scored on his debut. Griffiths and Lewis Scott, with a rare appearance, got a goal too. Then back-to-back 1-0s against Crusaders and Cliftonville. Dermot Lafferty and Ethan James with the goals in those ones. A narrow defeat at Larne thanks to Brian Varma's goal, which was not quite enough to get us back on terms. A 5-0 win against Dungannon, a Lafferty hat-trick, Simpson and Griffiths with one each. Then a 1-0 defeat at Linfield. Now, I'm trying to be balanced since then because we've largely played poor teams. Only really Malmo and Warren Point were half decent. But we look so much better going forward. First game against Bangor, 5-0. Damien Dunn with a brace in the first 20 minutes. Lafferty the same. David Aitken, the youngster, got one. Against Warren Point, Cameron Goss, Tom Robinson and Morgan Griffith scored one apiece. Barry Bagley, our former player, scoring the goal for the visitors. Maurice Simpson missed a penalty in that one. Against Glenarvan, a 5-1 victory. Another good performance from most of the boys. Dermot Lafferty with a brace. Lennon, Goss and Simpson with one apiece. A 5-0 win in the cup against Armagh. 3 for Aitken, 1 for Varma and 1 for Simpson. Against Malmo, probably our best performance of the save so far. It was a hat-trick for Lafferty, 1 for Parry, who's made a big difference since coming back in. Smith and Lennon got one apiece as well. And then a 3-0 win at Ballymena United. Miles Stow, who I talked about the improvement of, he's having a great season now he's fit. And then Maurice Simpson and John Lynch with his first for the club to make it comfortable. We're starting to get offers from other Northern Irish sides for our big players. So we've had a few this month for Neil Daly. Linfield have come in for him. Tom Robinson, Watford are trying to sign. And we had one for Lennon as well from Linfield. But at the moment, we can't afford to lose our stars. So we're in a good position. I'm more confident than I've been for a long time. But this is going to be the test. We go away to Napoli. Shout out to Linfield as well. They are virtually guaranteed a top 24 place, which means they will play in the knockout eliminator, the last 32. They've done brilliantly in this campaign. We probably need a result to get there because you're relying on all three of the teams on 7 points not to get a result. But let's go away to Napoli. We're going to get our first team picked. I'm not sure it's going to be enough for this game, but they have been awful in this group stage. Maybe they'll do it one more time, just for us. To be honest with you, even these Europa lineups are a big sign of how far we've come in the last month because Puarte, Robinson still first choice in it. Lafferty has now overtaken Simpson up front. He's in great form. He's improving. He's starting to look a bit of a superstar. It's the lineup you've come to expect in this though. Neil Kane in goal, Ray and Reid the fullbacks with Goss and McKenzie as centre half. We've got Daly, Robinson and Lennon the midfield three, Parry and Puarte out wide, and then Dermot Lafferty through the middle with Maurice Simpson on the bench. Let's go and get into it and submit the team. There's a big day away in Italy. We've already lost narrowly to Sampdoria this year. What will we do against these guys who have really struggled so far? Not sure why. I know they've got a few experienced players. Interesting to know, my international player Connor Bradley is playing for Napoli. Not quite sure how that's happened. You've got Agume, who we're managing in our stream save over on Twitch. Link for that in the eye above. And then the likes of Elmas and Dragowski still there. Let's go and say there's no pressure on the lads though. Probably not one of the games we can go positive. And did you notice on the last screen? It is all about tactical changes. Let me talk you through what I've done. Firstly, we've kept work the ball into the box on, which I don't think has made a massive difference because we were winning 1-0 for a few weeks after we did that. The thing that has made the biggest impact is this. Two wingers now on attacking duties, making sure that they arrive in the box when we create chances. And when it's done and it's Parry and they're getting into the box, they're then picking out passes and cutbacks and crosses across the box that are actually leading to goals because they've got that superior quality. For this game, we're going to drop back to balance. We're in no rush to get it forward. No time for the music today because we've had a lot to get through. Let's go and get through to the first half. It is the Europa League. It's the final league stage game. There's 25,000 fans in. That's pretty sparsely packed for this arena. But if we manage to get the result, well, we could be through to the last 32. Well, early doors, it's a Napoli free kick here. Ball into the back post, which Lennon heads away. Dealt with, but still recovered by Napoli, and they've got a chance to get it forward. Back to Pedro Porro, the former Spurs man, who again must be into his 30s now. Definitely not in his 40s yet, as here is Elmas on the right-hand side. They've basically got about 4 young players of real quality, and then 6 or 7 experienced ones. As here they come through the middle, they've carved us open, and that is a stunning goal. It's closest to whether it was onside or not. Let's hope it wasn't, but either way, it's a let-off and probably a sign of things to come. VAR disallowed the goal. We're still in it for now. Well, it's calmed down a little bit now, as with 34 minutes gone, it is Napoli playing forward from a throw on the right. Connor Bradley's actually playing centre-half here. He's a fullback by trade. We have seen Chelsea go 1-up at home to Linfield as well, but that is the toughest game in the group, I think, as Goss clears it downfield to Puarte. He can carry it, but instead cuts inside, finds Lennon. What a turn-up if we nicked one here. We've been absolutely outplayed so far, but Dermot Lafferty's in. He rounds the keeper, but he can't beat the defender. Off the line, Puarte's rebound out for a goal kick. 10 minutes to the break. The first really big chance there. And as we move into the last 5 of the half, it is Connor Bradley, the Northern Irishman, playing out from the back. Big switch from Napoli to the left-hand side. The man who scored the disallowed goal, playing a 1-2. And he'll now take on Gavin Reid, who's still having a good time. Much better now he only has to play 1 in 2, as that one's cut back to Alex, but it's a good save. I'm not sure it was offside either, to be honest, but we'll take it. And Neil Kane did the work anyway. At half-time, it's 0-0. I will bite your hand off for this score. I'm confident that extra point gets us through. Let's have a quick look at the table, actually. How is it at the moment? We're still in 21st, 1 place above Linfield. This game is petering out really nicely for us. And now we've got the issue. Do I take the risk with Gavin Reid? Because he is injured, but I haven't got the sub right back. Bobby Harvey's not good enough. And I have to put Luke Smith out there, who's not far off. Puarte's not had a great game. He'll be replaced by... Oh, I don't know. I think it might have to be Simpson. He'll go up front. We'll put Lafferty on the right. We'll go inverted winger on support for you. We'll drop Parry to a support duty too. We'll just try and keep it calm because this draw, I think, is going to be enough. Daly can come off as well. We'll go for Lennon back there. We'll put Griffiths on as the number 10. And then we might give Whitehall one last run out near the end. But at the moment, we're holding our own, although Agume looks for the ball forward. They only need one moment, don't they? They've got so much quality up there. But great challenge from McKenzie. Robinson composed back to Neil Kane. He plays out to Goss. Into Robinson. Back again. Don't want to flirt with danger too much. Finds Goss. Now Robinson, that's a better ball. Out to Parry and Griffiths. Great football. Simpson's made the run. We might nick this. In he goes. Morris Simpson. What a dink. It's off the bar. It looked audacious, and it probably was for a man who's out of form. But it is a cracking effort. Linfield are still only 1-0 down away at Chelsea. That's not bad either. And we're on the front foot again. We're growing into this. Robinson picks the ball up to Ray. Is this their experience showing? They've not got enough young legs in that team. As Ray gets it back to Robinson. Good ball in. Morgan Griffiths up, can't win it. And Lennon gets it back the second time. Wide to Lafferty. Cutting in from the right. Oh my word, we're winning at Napoli. Dermot Lafferty has popped up with the goal. We're having to show the old Distillery here. 1-0 to the Distillery, back in the second tier. And 9 years later, it's making a reappearance. What an effort this is, by the way. And I'm starting to fall in love again. These little changes, they've made a difference behind the scenes. They've got the club more confident. They've got more quality in there. But we've made an awful mistake. It's going through now. It's Robinson's error. And he's the man who won't be in the first team when Jude gets registered. But we get away with it. And straight away, Tom Robinson will be coming off. Archie Whitehall on. Lennon drops in a role. And we'll say, what a farewell appearance. You've been with us for years, Archie Whitehall. And your final appearance is away at Napoli. You can't ask for more. We might make the change at left back just because of the yellow card. Curtis Bell gets a rare appearance. Now, he's homegrown in the nation, which is why we've got him registered for the league squad still. Otherwise, he'd probably be off. 7 minutes to go here. The time wasting will be on imminently. As Parry gets the ball on the left to Griffiths through to Simpson. Might prevent that situation. He's intercepted well, and now they're on the break. Anderson loses it to Griffiths though. He's got the chance to run down the left. Napoli have left virtually no one back. They're getting there now, but Griffiths crosses. Whitehall's up. What a moment that could have been. Back to Lennon. Whitehall. Lennon. Curls just wide. I tell you what, the last 20, we have been the only side in this game. A brilliant turnaround in the second half. And this will be probably the best result of the career. And a great way to get through in Europe. Oh, here they come. They're trying to change it for us. Lafferty, the hero at the moment, wins the header. Lennon finds Whitehall to Simpson. Holds the ball up well. Great turn for Griffiths. Has support both sides. Got to go right. Goes the wrong way to Parry, but there's 3 in the middle. Lafferty's there. Is he onside? I think he is, you know. No VAR check this time. That is the best performance of the save. The last 2 group stage matches have been sensational. 6-0 against Malmo, who are now losing 5 again. Maybe it's not so great. And although Napoli have struggled, on paper, as a result, this is phenomenal. Lisburn Distillery win 2-0 in Italy, and we are going through alongside Linfield to the last 32 of the Europa League. This feels like a pretty big moment. Well, it's lunchtime on deadline day, and we're starting to get a few tempters for the likes of Tom Robinson and Neil Daly. Nowhere near the price we're going to accept yet, but good for the future if we replace some of these that we can sell them within the nation. We have, though, got a big European draw now. It is the last 32 of the Europa League for the right to get to the last 16. Well, let's see. We're going to skip the draw and just find out who we're going to be facing. We have had a player leave the club as well. No surprises. It is Archie Whitehall. He's gone on loan to Oxford. We wish him well in the Football League. But the fact that our emergency backup players are now becoming League One regulars probably tells you the standard of squad we've got. Let's see who we're going to be facing though. This is big for us and Linfield. Well, I tell you what, I know that we lost narrowly to them in the league phase, but we can't complain at that tie. We faced the Republic of Ireland side Derry City, and if we win it, we get to the last 16. We've now got the likes of Dunn and Jude that we didn't have when we played them last time. I'm confident enough for that tie, I'll be honest, and we'll probably show the second leg of it. Who did Linfield get? A Dents of Denmark at home. That's a tricky tie, but both of us got relatively winnable games on paper, and maybe we can make history for this nation. We have a big problem half an hour before kick-off, and it is a chairperson again taking an offer out of her own hands. Just 450 grand for Rory Lennon. What are you doing? We could easily get more than that in the summer. You better not do that. I'm going to go through. I can't even tell them. I can't talk to them about it. Oh, we're going to lose our best midfielder. My deadline day has just been ruined, and that is never an offer that is too good to refuse. We've got 7 million in the bank. We're going through in Europe. And we're now going to be short on midfielders. Right. I didn't want to do this, and I just decided I wasn't going to. I'm going to have to recall Tenon Dykes now, just so we've got the extra option. He is going to come back from loan as an option for the squad. But what is the chairperson doing? They have possibly just cost us the season, and to our biggest rival as well, for not a great fee. Linfield have already taken Larne's best player for 500 grand this window. Might have even been a bit more in the end. 625 for Simon Brooks from Larne. I mean, they're going to win the title at a canter. What a stupid decision. Well, Tennant Dykes is back, Rory Lennon has gone, and I am now furious. Just as things were looking up, we are going to probably have to do the dirty in a replacement. We're looking at two options at the minute. Vassal is not that well known, but he's been in our reports for a while, so we'll see about bringing him in. But the most likely one, not our usual type of signing, but it's going to have to do now. Jamie McDonald from Coleraine. He's got a 100 grand release clause. There's lots of English clubs trying to take him, and I think we're going to come in and do it. Not the perfect replacement, but it might well be done. Let's get through the tactical meeting and let's go and pick our side. We'll see a few of the new boys in action. We'll be back in a moment to run through the team, not including Rory Lennon. Well, here we go then. We've been unfortunate enough to draw Larne in the Northern Irish Cup as well, so we're going to have to rest people for that. This on paper should be a winnable game. There's only 150 fans in, and on paper we're a better side. So we're going to leave out everyone who played in midweek, bar Tom Robinson, who will still be a backup with Jude coming in. We'll see Jude's debut, we'll see Damien Dunn back in, and John Lynch will start our centre-half. It means all changing the team as Murphy starts in goal, Smith and Stowell the fullbacks with McClellan and Lynch as centre-half, Jude on his debut alongside Robinson, Aitken the youngster ahead of them, then Varma and Dunn on the wings with Simpson up front through the middle. And I've just got to let my rage boil down now while we play at home to Dundee United. Let's finish off the episode with something nice. A win would be lovely, please. Well, here we go. A few changes for their youth team, and we're not going to know if they've dropped any first teamers down, but we are the heavy favourites on paper. Our backup team is not that far off first team level now, and to be fair, the way that we're going with Rory Lennon moving on, it's getting even closer now, isn't it? The likes of Jude and Dunn are first teamers too, so we've got a few in there. We've got an early free kick with Aitken. We're playing that more attacking way today as well. The wingers further up the pitch, working that ball into the box. Maybe we'll see the rewards from it. As it's a goal kick for the visitors. Big ball downfield. Up goes Lynch, who wins the header. He is good in the air, but it only goes as far as Miller. He puts in his centre forward, but Lynch heads away again. And Smith picks the ball up at right back. Into Lynch. We've got 4 on the bench as well who don't regularly play. Scott, McCall-Hatton, 2 defenders in Bell and Harvey. But no depth in midfield now. Dykes wasn't fit enough for the squad. Though Dunn's nicked it back here, off the fullback, and he carries it forward to Simpson. Holds the ball up well up front for Varma. Through ball to Simpson again. Not in great scoring form this season, but he's coming back into it in this one. 5 minutes gone, we're 1-0 up. That could be crucial to settle my nerves. It's still not going to prevent my frustration, but I'll take it. 1-0 is the lead. We're just over 5 minutes to the break. It's been a very good first half performance, maybe without that ruthless edge, which I guess you'd expect. The lads have just found out one of their star players have gone, I think, the highest scoring midfielder this year. Simpson's not been as ruthless as Lafferty per minute, and that's maybe showing as well. And to be fair, Dunn coming back into the team today, hopefully he'll have a good second half. As Fleming gets in behind, it might be a problem first. Back to the edge for Miller, do not concede now. After such a dominant performance, it's wide of the post, but that was a bit of a let-off. Not a good moment for us there, but look at the stats. There's only one team in it. We just need the second goal. At half-time, it's going to be a 1-0 lead. Distillery doing well. There's some big hitters on the bench if we need them. But for now, let's say, keep it up. You're doing okay. And get the win in the second half. Well, just over half an hour to go, and we've got the ball at the back again. I'd really like a second goal here so we can think about the weekend with our changes. We've got that big game against Larne, and Simpson can make it comfortable. He's in one-on-one. Another wasted chance. He wasn't missing those last season. In an ideal world, I'd like to take Jude and Dunn off. I'd like to take Lynch off in defence. And maybe Robinson as well, but I'm not sure I can. Robinson getting interest too. I would rather have sold him, but it wasn't to be, as Varma shot deflects into the keeper's hands. And Dundee United survive. It is still 1-0 at the hour mark. And I think we might just have to make the changes regardless, because we don't want to get too many tire legs here. Lynch is really struggling. He's going to be replaced by Bobby Harvey with Smith going into centre half. I'm also going to do probably Robinson in centre midfield because he really struggles with natural fitness. Dunn's is very good, so he can maybe drop in, and then we'll take him off for Jonathan McCall-Hatton on the right. Huarte can come on because he's not going to start at the weekend, is he? Let's get him on for Jude. Who's the best player in the centre of midfield here? Someone's got to be able to do it. Apparently Bobby Harvey's pretty good, so Puarte right back, Bobby Harvey Mazzala. Not the way we intended to finish this tie, but we're still 1-0 up with 15 to go, and at the moment the change hasn't been made. Smith switches it right, it's headed away. Only as far as Aitken, who brings it down. A second goal now would be a relief, as would that. Red card for Dundee United. Now players flooding the box will be a big difference maker. Lennon Miller sent off, and in a dominant display, look how many yellow cards they've got. It's 1-0 with 10 minutes to go, but we're not as strong as we were, as Aitken's back to McClellan. Wide to Stout on the left-hand side. Inside to Dunn. Hopefully he'll stay fit for the weekend. He's been alright so far. As Mucklehatton into Aitken. 2-0 to Lisburn Distillery. And it's one of the youngsters getting the goal. One of the old guards setting it up. And he's not counting, because very belatedly it is disallowed due to offside. 1-0 it stays, but we look really confident. They've not had any threat in this game. As David Aitken takes a free kick. Can he get his goal at last? Good angle for it, maybe a bit too far out. Or good save by Townsend. Corner kick. And we'll see it now with Aitken. To the back post for Smith. Loses out in the air, but it only falls forward. Done on the left-hand side. Oh, right, of course. Chance to cross in again. To the back post to Simpson. Another good save. There's 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's a very comfortable display. And despite only scoring one, we are deservedly through. A very good win to end a very bad day. Let's go and see if that McDonald deal's over the line, and then see when we're going to be back. I swear to you, I'm going to tear my hair out soon. Jamie McDonald has just rejected us to stay at Coleraine. That is astonishing, given where the respective clubs are. Now we've got a decision. I'm not going to have to show you the rest of the deadline date, because I have got to desperately go and try and find centre midfielders from our scout reports. It's going to be a long old trawl through this list here, and hopefully we'll find someone worthwhile. You can see I've been having a fair look already. We're going to have a look at the schedule for when it's going to be back, because this episode is already long enough. And what's a shame about it is on the pitch we're making history. We got through in the Europa League with our best ever win in this save. We've just had a great month of all victories, and we're through to the SPFL last 4. And I am now focusing on a disastrous decision by our chairperson, which is not even going to make us money in the grand scheme of things. We will be back later on in February. Derry City away in the second round of the knockout in the Europa League. Hang on, the games are 2 days apart. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is going from bad to worse. Linfield are then in the SPFL semi-final, an all Northern Irish tie just 2 days later. Oh, scheduling, please help me out. We then got Coleraine 3 times in a row in March against McDonald. I am not a happy man. We'll be back for those 2 games. God knows what team we'll be able to put out. If you're looking forward to it and you did enjoy the ups and downs of this one, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you thought of the chairperson's decision. Let me know what you thought of those performances. Because my word, it was a roller coaster of emotions, this one. If you want to stay up to date with the rest of the season, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back with a head coach tomorrow before this one in 2 days' time. I'll see you there for it. I need to lie down after this.